Hi everyone, today I will like to share about design of experiment and the steps of running two-level factorial design using Minitab software. Before watching, please subscribe to my channel. Experimentation is one of the most common activities performed by everyone including scientists and engineers. It covers a wide range of applications from agriculture, biological, social science, manufacturing and service sectors. Experimentation is used to understand and improve a system. The system may be a simple, complex product or process. A product can be developed in engineering, biology or physical sciences. A process can be a manufacturing process or service process such as health care, insurance, banking, etc. Experimentation can be used for developing new products, processes as well as for improving the quality of existing products' processes. In any experimentation, the investigator tries to find out the effect of input variables on the output performance of the product process. This enables the investigator to determine the optimum settings for the input variables. Factor is a variable or attribute which influences or is suspected of influencing the characteristic being investigated. All input variables which affect the output of a system are factors. Factors are varied in the experiment. They can be controlled at fixed levels. They can be varied or set at levels of our interest. They can be qualitative or quantitative. These are also called independent variables. Levels of a factor is the values of a factor or independent variable being examined in an experiment. For example, you are studying factors that could affect yield during the manufacturing process. You decide to include temperature, pressure and speed in your experiment. The temperature is a continuous variable. There are 3 levels of temperature. Response is the result, output obtained from a trial of an experiment. This is also called a dependent variable. Examples are yield, tensile strength, surface finish and number of defectives. Although designed experiments have a wide range of applications, consider these general guidelines. 1. Recognition and statement of the problem. State the problem under consideration and define the objectives of the study. The DOE problem statement should be a written document that is circulated for comments, formally reviewed between the DOE project team and the manager that they report to. 2. Choice of factors, levels, and ranges. Choose the factors or input variables to be studied and determine reasonable ranges for each. A list of the possible experimental variables. This list does not need to be complete or even accurate at this point in the DOE process, but it helps identify the scope of the variables that will be considered. 3. Selection of the response variables. Determine appropriate responses and how to measure them. 4. Choice of design. Determine the appropriate experimental design. The goal of an experiment is to extract an appropriate model from an experimental data set that can be used to answer specific questions about the process being studied. 5. Conducting the experiment. Execute the design. When the experiment is being performed, great care has to be taken to follow the correct procedures for the process, to honor the randomization plan, to maintain the identity of the parts, and to make sure that all of the data are faithfully and accurately recorded. 6. Statistical analysis. Statistically analyze the resulting data. The full model, including all relevant main effects, interactions, and other terms, should be run. Before attempting to interpret any model, the residuals diagnostic plots should be evaluated for normality, constant variance, and random and independence. Only after these conditions and any other requirements are found to be valid should the statistical model be interpreted. 7. Verify results using confirmatory runs. The purpose of a confirmation experiment is to demonstrate the validity of the model derived from the designed experiment. The confirmation experiment may be quite small, perhaps consisting of just a single crucial condition, but it should address the most important claims or conclusions from the full experiment. 8. Drawing conclusions and making recommendations. A recommendations included if a follow-up study is required or if there are any ambiguities remaining after the analysis is complete. This section may also include a focused interpretation of the analysis to address a specific problem or goal of the experiment, for example, to optimize a response. A full factorial experiment measures all combinations of the experimental factor levels. Use factorial designs to identify variables most strongly influence the response and what factor settings optimize the response. Use a two-level factorial design when each experiment factor has only two levels. For example, temperature has two levels which are 20 and 40 degree. Next, I am going to show you the steps of performing two-level factorial design using Minitab software. An engineer is interested in the effect of time, A, viscosity, B, pressure, C, and temperature, D, on the yield of the cleaning process. Two levels of each factor are chosen. No replication in this experiment. 1. Analyze the data from this experiment. 2. Plot the main effect plot. 3. Analyze the residuals from this experiment. This table shows the result of experiment point 2 level for each factor. Hence, the total run is 16. No replication involved in this experiment. Choose Stat, DOE, Factorial, Analyze Factorial Design. Complete the dialog box as shown below. Click Terms. Verify the dialog box appears as shown below. Click OK. Complete the dialog box as shown below. Click OK in each dialog box. A Pareto chart of effect shows which terms contribute the most to the variability in the response. The Pareto chart shows that A, AC, AD and D significantly affect the yield. Minitab does not display F-value and P-value because the data do not have enough observations for degrees of freedom (dF) for error. Because the model includes 15 terms and has only 15 dF, you cannot obtain a sum of squares for error, which is needed to calculate the test statistics. Unreplicated experiments. In an unreplicated experiment, a measure of pure experimental variability is not available. When a full model is fit in an unreplicated experiment, MSE mean square error cannot be calculated and therefore no significance test appears in the ANOVA table. Instead, initial significance tests are based on a pseudo-standard error and are displayed in the Pareto and normal effect plots. Rather than reduce the entire model based on the pseudo-standard error, build an MSE term using a sequential approach. 1. Remove all terms of the highest order that are not significant at once, for example, remove all three-way interactions that are not significant, then refit the model. 2. Remove all terms of the next highest order that are not significant, for example, remove all two-way interactions that are not significant, then refit the model. 3. Continue in this manner until you have removed all terms that are not significant, finally eliminating the main effects that are not significant. Remove the four-ways interactions because they are not significant and refit the model. Remove the three-ways interactions because they are not significant and refit the model. B and two-ways interactions AB, BC, BD and CD are not significant effect. Viscosity and two-ways interactions, interaction between time and viscosity, interaction between viscosity and pressure, interaction between viscosity and temperature and interaction between pressure and temperature are not significant effect. Remove the two-ways interactions, AB, BC, BD and CD that are not significant and refit the model. Remove the main effect, viscosity, that is not significant and refit the model. Because you are fitting a final model, display the residual plots. The table shows that the time, pressure, temperature, interaction between time and pressure and interaction between time and temperature are statistically significant at the alpha equals 0.05 level. The R-square value, 91.65% confirms that these factors explain about 91.65% of the variation in yield. If p-value greater than alpha, the factor is not statistically significant at this level. If p-value less than alpha, the factor is statistically significant at this level. The p-value is a measure of the strength of the evidence in your data against null hypothesis. If p less than alpha, reject null hypothesis. Experimental result is statistically significant at this level. If p greater than alpha, failed to reject null hypothesis, insufficient statistical evidence to reject the null hypothesis. Experimental result is not statistically significant at this level. The DOE model is valid if meet three assumptions below. 1. Normal distribution. 2. Constant variance. 3. Independent and random. 1. Choose stat, DOE, factorial plots. 2. Check main effects plot and click setup. 3. In responses, enter yield. 4. Click greater than to move all terms to the selected box. Click OK. 5. Repeat steps 3 to 4 to set up the interaction plot. Click OK. The main effect of a factor is the average influence of a change in the level of that factor on the response. The main effect of a factor equals the average response from all runs at the high level of the factor minus the average response from all runs at the low level of the factor. The main effects plot indicates that both time, pressure and temperature have significant effects on yield. The yield increases as you move from the low level to the high level of the factors. This plot shows how the relationship between the response variable and a predictor depends on the value of a second predictor. At time equals 25 seconds, the yield increases when pressure increases from 70 to 90 pascals. It shows the interaction effect between time and pressure. Similar for interaction between time and temperature. 1. Choose stat, DOE, contour. 2. Complete dialog box below. Click OK. Yield increases as both pressure and time set at high level while holding temperature at 300. The two factors, time and pressure, are used as the two axes in the plots, and the third factor, temperature, has been held at 300. The white area inside a plot shows the range of time and pressure where meet criteria of 70 to 80% yield. Choose stat, DOE, response optimizer. Complete the dialog boxes below. Click OK in each dialog box. Composite desirability D evaluates how the settings optimize a set of responses overall. Maximum yield achieved 74.37 with desirability of 0.9583. The best settings for optimizing yield are time 30, pressure 70, temperature 300. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Bye, see you next time.